What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be discussing the upcoming banners in 2.7 and whether you should pull for any of the characters that are coming up. And I'm going to give him a summon score as we normally do in these type of videos. These type of video discussions were going to be happening live over at twitch.tv/iSUMMON YT. So make sure to follow me on Twitch if you're going to take part in these discussions later on in the future. Also want to take this opportunity to shout out our channel members. Appreciate you so much for supporting this channel. That's enough Japanese for now. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. The characters coming in 2.7 are some of the more fan favorite characters. We already know that Sunday and Fugue are going to come out. People have been expecting 5-star Yuan and Sunday for a very long time. We also have Firefly, which is another one of the fan favorites, and also King Yuan, which has one of the biggest fan bases we have going on in the community. Also have an extra honorable mention character that I want to talk about at the end of this video, but I do want to preface this discussion by saying that all of this is subjective to your own account. Each account is different, and therefore each need for each account is different. So what may be a must pull for me may not be a must pull for you, but I go a little bit deeper on that in each character discussion. So if you have any specific questions, make sure to drop them in the comments or just hit me up on Discord or hit the community up, the Summon Squad on Discord. They're very, very good at answering people's questions over there. I hop in there pretty much daily and answer a few questions myself. All right, we're gonna start off with Sunday. He is looking to be one of the most cracked Harmony units in the game. He kind of reminds me of when Ruan Mei was coming out, that everybody was like just, brushing her away. She ain't going to be that good. And then she ended up being one of the most broken characters, if not the most broken character in the game we have right now. He has a combination of Tingyun's energy battery and Bronya's 100% advance on a single target. He gives you a lot of stats, like a lot of damage bonus, a lot of crit damage. He's also not too skill point hungry as well for a character that wants to spam the skill. He's actually very good at managing SP, a lot better than Bronya even at E1 S1. He's also going to be the staple Harmony for the new Remembrance Pass that is going to center around summoning, and Sunday buffs summons way more than just regular characters. So he's going to be the de facto best Harmony for the summon meta, which is the new meta from the new path that we're going to be getting presumably at 3.0. At E0, Sunday provides 30 to 80% damage bonus depending on if you have a summon or not. He has a 100% action advance to a single target unit, and it's summon, which is actually crazy. You advance two of them at the same time. He gives you a minimum of 40 energy battery to a single unit. He gives you around 60% crit damage depending on your build. He dispels one buff when you use the skill. And to top it all off, he gives you 20% crit rate. Like, all of this at E0 S0 is actually bonkers. It's like insane. And this is another one of the reasons why he reminds me of Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei has so much shit on her kit that it just makes it a no-brainer to just pick up one copy because it's so much value you're getting from one character. Now, if you decide to pull for his Lycone, you get added bonus of 45% extra damage bonus, and you also benefit from having more skill points on the team. Sunday is a direct buff to characters like Jing Liu, Imbibita Lune, Jing Yuan, Shui Yi, Argenti, Jun Li, and even non-crit based DPSs like Lingsha and Boot Hill, especially Boot Hill. Boot Hill is going to be insane Sunday. But all those characters, all those premium DPS characters benefit from having Sunday in the team. And this is without even taking into consideration that the Remembrance Path isn't even out yet. Like, we don't even have a Remembrance Path yet, which is his old gimmick is buffing summons. We don't even have that many summons. We have like 3 characters that have summons in the game, and none of them are top tier DPSs. So whenever we get that top tier premium Remembrance Path DPS, Sunday is going to go insane. I don't know about y'all, but I learned my lesson with Robin. I am a certified Robin hater. I despise every single fiber of that character. I don't like the design. I don't like the voice. I don't like the singing. I don't like the kit. However, I do realize and recognize that she is a very strong character to have. So on the rerun, I ended up picking a copy of Robin. And a lot of people back when Ruan Mei released actually skipped out on Ruan Mei and then regretted it later when when Firefly was coming out. So they ended up pulling a Ruan Mei on the rerun as well. So my suggestion to you guys, if you are a early mid-game player, do not skip Sunday. Like, please do not skip Sunday. And I'm going to give you another reason, right? Let's say you have no intention of summoning for any of the summon characters. Harmony Trailblazer will be Remembrance Path in the future, right? We know that he's going to have summons, and we know he's going to be a really cracked out unit. Why not just bring up Sunday? Like, why not just have Sunday for your Harmony Trail? You're going to have a free DPS that the game gives you. Why not have the best support for it? Sunday doesn't only work for summons either, so you can multi-purpose use Sunday for pretty much any scenario that, like, aside from Acheron and aside from Phase Out. So I don't know, to me it's just a no-brainer. Like, don't make the same mistake a lot of people made, including myself. I made it with Robin, as I said earlier. Just don't make the mistake. Try to get Sunday if you can. Needless to say, that Sunday summon score is going to be a 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 10, but you can make the argument that you really care like zero, absolutely zero about the summon meta, and then you don't really like want to build Remembrance Trailblazer. Like, you have nothing to worry about with the summon meta, then I guess. And if you really, really hate Sunday that much, then I guess you don't pull for him. But everybody else, mid-game, early game, late game players, everybody should summon Sunday. Everybody should have a copy of Sunday in their account. Yeah, I think Sunday is as close to a must pull as we can possibly get. All right, next up we have Jing Yuan, the king himself. He's in a very interesting spot because even though he keeps getting buffs and more buffs via character releases, via set releases, he's still ass. Like, he's still booty cheeks. Yeah, like Lightning Lord is hitting 400k now. Okay, sure. But, you know, like 400k, and this pains me to say, like, power creep is insane. But 400k at the frequency that Lightning Lord gets it, even with Sunday, it's still not impressive. You're like, you can get a 1 to 2 cycle, which is good enough. Like, if you like Jing Yuan and that's your main character, you know, and you want to boost him up, then sure, you know, like, fine. He can work, he can 2, 3, 4 cycle on any on the stage that he is favorable against. But he's never going to be a top tier DPS. I don't think he's ever going to be back at top tier DPS, because if they make him a top tier DPS, they're going to inevitably make either Fei Zhao better or Acheron better. And if you have either of those two characters, then you just really don't need Jing Yuan. Like, I'm sorry, like, he's cool, whatever, he's the general, whatever you want to call it. Jing Yuan mains are just gonna have to eat this one up. Your boy's gonna remain in B tier or C tier for the remainder of his life in the game. But just know that if you are going to pull for Jing Yuan in the coming rerun, you're essentially going to be pulling him for the memes or because you really, really like that character, but he will not bring as much value to your account, especially if you're early or mid game, as per se like an Acheron or a Fei Zhao or a Firefly would. I'm not going to spend too much time in Jing Yuan because he's just not that worth it. He's cool, he looks cool, whatever the case may be. But as far as account value goes, he's going to get a summon score of 3 out of 10. There's not really much else to say about it. He's a mid DPS at best. He's getting slight buffs with Sunday's release, but he's not gonna help you clear more stuff that you would with another character. All right, next up we have Fugue, and Fugue brings kind of like a new-ish playstyle into the game. It's not new to the game itself, but it's new to a character to have on the kit. And what I mean is the Exo Toughness. The Exo Toughness is an extra break bar that you can break after you break the initial break bar. I said break so many times, what the fuck? But essentially giving a second break bar to break, and this will like inevitably and directly buff characters like Boothill, Firefly, Rappa, even Zhui Yi gets buffed by this too. But more specifically, it's Boothill and Rappa that get the most buff, even though she is fire and Firefly does synergize really well with Fugue. Firefly is more of a super break, like explosion type of character, and Rappa and Boothill just want to break more. Like, Firefly is fine breaking 1 time or 2 times, but Boothill and Rappa want to break more often to do more damage. Having a second bar to break, like I mentioned, means more stacks for Boothill to stack faster, more damage for Boothill to do, and then for Rappa, it just means more and more energy. Firefly also gets a massive buff from Fugue because the Exo Toughness makes it to where you can pretty much break twice with Firefly, and also she enables super break, and then you can get away with not using Harmony MC. And I think this is a hidden gem here with the release of Fugue, and I'll explain it a little bit later. But Fugue also buffs non-break teams, and what I mean by this is that she has the capability of being another battery for Acheron instead of Zhao Xiao, or in conjunction with Zhao Xiao. And what I mean by this is that she has the skill which makes another ally of hers inflict a debuff per se, which means that if you have a team setup like Acheron, Fugue, Zhao Xiao, and Aventurine, you have Acheron getting stacks, you have Zhao Xiao getting stacks, Fugue gets stacks because she gets the stacks herself, and then you have Aventurine with Tingyun's buff getting stacks for Acheron as well. So you have multiple avenues of getting stacks. She works with Acheron really, really well. Not only that, she buffs Acheron's damage as well by adding a little bit of defense shred. So it's a really nice tech that you have there between Fugue and Acheron. Now, what I was going to talk about between Harmony MC and Fugue is that in the new patch in 3.0, 3 point something, we're going to get a new path for the Harmony Trailblazer, and he or she is going to become a remembrance character, which means that you're not going to be able to access Harmony Trailblazer, and you're going to swap him over for the Remembrance Trailblazer. This means that your Super Break team is going to dismantle itself if you don't have a Fugue. So for you to be able to enjoy a Break team or a Super Break team, you are going to be forced to get Fugue essentially, because Rappa Super Break isn't enough and Firefly Super Break isn't enough. So you're going to need either Fugue or Harmony MC to make that work. And if you transition your Harmony MC into the Remembrance MC, then you're going to need somebody to replace Harmony MC on the Super Break team. And in every case, this will be Fugue. Overall, I'm going to give Fugue a 7 out of 10 summon score, but it is an average score because if you want to boost your Break or Super Break team, she is a 9 out of 10. However, if you have no interest or you're not concerned with a Super Break team, her value drops quite a bit. To about a 4 out of 10. So it just depends. If you like Super Break, she's a kind of closer to a must pull. If you don't really enjoy Super Break and you don't want to play Super Break, then her value drops to about a 4 out of 10. And the 4 out of 10 is if you have Acheron and then you are missing that Jiao Xiao piece. But like I said, I'm going to average this out to about a 7 out of 10. All right, lastly, we have Firefly, and Firefly is just fantastic. She does a decent damage, very good damage, and it's very easy to deal with this damage, even at E0 as 0. She does run into a lot of SP problems that early on in the investment, so E1 is very strong on her. But E0, she does fine. All you have to do is manage your skill points more effectively. But she's capable of dealing a lot of damage very easily. She also enables other units that go on her team to perform a lot better. For instance, Fugue, that's going to be releasing. Lingsha and Gallagher, they're all fire types. And because of the fire implantation that Firefly has, they can also help break the team and deal tons of more damage. In my opinion, this is what makes Firefly so strong, is that fire implantation and the ability to deal AoE damage or semi-AoE blast damage and deal with multiple targets at once. Which out of all 3 premium break DPS that we have, Boothill, Rappa, and Firefly, she's the one that can do both at the same time because Boothill has the implantation on his ultimate, but can only deal with one character at a time. And then Rappa doesn't have any implantation at all, but she can deal with multiple characters at a time. Well, Firefly is a great breaking point between the two of them. She can implant her weakness and also deal with multiple characters at once. This makes her a very easy character to run. Like I said, all you have to worry about is the skill points if you are E1, E0 as 1 or E0 as 0. And for this reason, I don't think Firefly is going to go anywhere. She will remain one of the premier top tier break DPSs we have in the game because it's very easy to deal that you can splash her on any stage and she will implant the fire weakness and she will be effective. I say that if you're interested in playing a Super Break team and you don't really have the DPS figured out, then Firefly is a great choice. She will be relevant for the foreseeable future. And because of that, I have to give Firefly a summon score of 8 out of 10. At any stage of the game, early game, mid game, late game, Firefly will perform extremely well. So if you're on the market for another DPS and you are interested in the Super Break team, go ahead and pick up a copy of Firefly. She is absolutely fantastic. So I do have one honorable mention because we haven't had a rerun of Boothill yet. So Boothill, if he ends up rerunning in place of one of these units that I talked about, he is a very strong character to pick up as well because he actually works with Sunday and Fugue. So he could slot in pretty much anywhere. He benefits from crit, he benefits from break effect, he benefits from Super Break, he benefits from action advance. So anything that Sunday and Fugue bring to the table, Boothill can take advantage of it. We already had the Robin rerun like 2 patches ago. And Boothill released with Robin in the same patch. So he should be due for a rerun. So in case that he's the one that's coming instead of Firefly or instead of Jing Yuan, then this is a very good character to pick up. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a good character to pick up. At E0 as 0, I think he's still in the top 3 best DPS in the game. He may be top 2 actually. He is very easy to pick up and use. He's very easy to set up. All you need is speed and break effect. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can try to farm from crit rate stats and crit damage stats. Like I said, he also works great with Fugue and Sunday. So if you're picking up both, and you already have Boothill, or if you're planning on summoning for Boothill, it's a great choice. The weakness implant and the astronomically high single target damage make him like pretty much one-shot every enemy. And with the ever-evolving tanky enemy meta that Star Rail is throwing at us, enemies are now 2 million HP, 2.4 million HP. He doesn't care about that because his damage scales off of how tanky they are. So he really will remain a good DPS for the foreseeable future. He will guarantee you at least one side of MOC and one side of Apocalypse Shadow because he is that good. So in my opinion, I would give Boothill a 7 out of 10 summon score. He's very easy to build, very easy to plug and play and run. All you need is speed and break effect, and he works with pretty much everybody. So yeah, that's going to be the end for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and until next time, guys. See ya.